Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I will be speaking with you about magnets. From where did it come, what are the properties, what are its use and all those. Now to tell the discovery of magnet, it is a very interesting story. In Magnesia in ancient Greece there lived a shepherd named Magnus, and one day he was looking after his sheep in the hills because he was a shepherd. And all of a sudden, what happened? He suddenly felt that his stake was being pulled by someone, and even the iron nails of his sandals were being pulled out. So he was as if there's some ghost who is trying to pull him. And to his great surprise, he discovered that it was a huge black rock next to him that was pulling his staff and the nails. So he thought this rock is something very mysterious. And soon what happened, everyone close by about this. And because this rock was pulling every strange things closer, that is why it is known as lodestone. They called it lodestone. Now the Greeks later found a similar black rock, and they named this rocks magnets after either Magnesia or Magnus himself, because the names are quite similar. We don't know after whom they named it. And nowadays that is a very old history, like how magnets were discovered. But nowadays you find it in refrigerators, your mobiles, the trains that are running very fast, so that there you find it in your computer storage areas, your CD readers and all. You find the magnet because they have the magnetic disc. And then for garbage cleaning, for lifting heavy metal objects, again you use a magnet. Even in the medical grounds, if you see the MRIs and all those, you use magnets. Even in the trains which are floating on the tracks, they use magnets. So so there is a huge uses of magnets that we have. Even today it has been found out Earth itself is a giant magnet. We will also see how do we say Earth as a giant magnet in itself. Okay. Next, coming to what is magnetism. We have been talking about magnets. Now the force, pull or the push that is happening with the magnets and the magnetic materials, this is called as magnetism. Okay. Next, those materials which gets attracted to magnet, like iron nails, they are magnetic materials, whereas steel spoon, knife, they are non-magnetic materials because they do not get attracted. Now let us see. Iron, cobalt, gold, nickel, copper, zinc, magnesium, silver, aluminium. So we have ample number of elements here. All these are magnetic materials or not? How do we find out? We can bring a magnet close to these elements, and we have seen that cobalt, nickel and iron, these are three elements. So they are magnetic materials, the rest are non-magnetic. So any materials made of cobalt, nickel and iron, they are magnetic materials. We have non-magnetic materials like gold, aluminium, silver, copper. So all this, your aluminium jewelry or gold jewelry or your copper utensils, you can see it is non-magnetic. See, earlier days in China, we had this Chinese man who used to show the path. There was a magnet on his finger which showed the path or directions. Okay, because it is to point. These are known as the south pointing chariots. So there were chariots, and these are known as south pointing chariots because there was a magnet which used to stand in a north-south direction. So this was and now there are different types of magnets like bar magnet, cylindrical magnet, U-shaped magnet, horseshoe magnet which looks like horseshoe, circular magnets and ring magnets, or ring magnets is also known as donut magnet. Now magnets will always have two poles. They are bipolar. They always have two poles. One is north and the other is the south pole of the magnet. Okay. Now, if we keep the magnet in between iron filings, we will see maximum iron filings are getting attracted to the poles and not at the center. So we can say that magnetic poles are strongest. Suspend directly, freely, you're suspending a magnet freely, you will always see it will rest in north-south direction. Why? The north will point towards the geographical north and south towards geographical south. And that is why we said Earth is a big magnet. Also, we have like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. So, North pole will repel, South pole will repel, but North pole and South pole will attract each other. We have already discussed the uses of magnet. So, I have told you from the garbage area or heavy metals. So, there is a crane, there is a magnet there which will go close by and then try to pull up all the metal matters in the garbage. Then in your calling bell that you have, your doorbells, okay, they use again magnets. If you happen to see the doorbell, the inner structure, you will find there is a magnet over there. Okay, even the mobile that you're using, the laptop, palm tops, all these things has got a magnet inside that. Okay, so that you can speak, it will have this resonance waves taking up. Even your speakers, your headphones, okay, all these radios, transistors, all this have magnets in them. Also, in various industries, to separate magnetic substance from a non-magnetic substance, there is a magnet is being used. So one of the wheels are magnet, okay, and then there's a conveyor belt which will separate. Then in the medical field, I say MRI scan, CT scan. So there are different kinds. MRI is magnetic resonance imaging. The name itself has it. So there are magnets being used. Next, coming to how to store a magnet. You take two bar magnets. Magnets are not stacked up and stored. Take two bar magnets, place it opposite to each other. Then in the middle there is a wood and either side soft iron. So that is how you store a magnet. So be very careful about this. You have the soft iron at the ends of the magnet. If you see the ending of the pole, middle there is a insulator. So nowadays even plastics are used. Now there are two kinds of magnet. Either there is temporary magnet or there is permanent magnet. Now temporary magnet is, if you would have seen this, if a magnet, you take a magnet, you bring it close to an iron nail. Now this iron nail will instead keep on attracting few more nails. Okay, some more iron filings. So now the iron nail started behaving as a magnet. So once the magnet is removed, iron nail will not behave as a magnet. So that is known as temporary or induced magnet. Whereas permanent magnet will always have the magnetic properties. Induced magnet will not have the magnetic properties always. Now coming to what are the ways that the magnetic properties can be destroyed, or this is known as demagnetization. If you hammer the magnet, if you take a hammer and hit the magnet, then the magnetic properties gets destroyed. Next, if you burn the magnet, again the magnetic properties will get destroyed if you burn the magnet. If you bring it close to the flame, if you heat it, then the magnetic properties gets destroyed. Also, if you drop it, the magnetic properties will get destroyed. So we have seen magnetic demagnetization occurs in three cases. One is if you burn, that is if you heat the magnet, if you hit the magnet with a hammer, and third, if you drop the magnet. Now, when I talked about induced magnet, now how do you make a man-made magnet is being made? You take a magnetic material and keep striking from one side to another in a continuous manner, then this material will get magnetized. See to that it should be in a single direction. So you hit maybe the eye of the needle and pull it towards the point of the needle, again take it up, hit the eye of the needle and again to the end of the needle. So you keep on doing this around 40 to 50 times, and then you will see the needle starts behaving like a magnet. Now if you are hitting with a north pole, then where you have touched it will be the south pole and the end that you are leaving will be the north pole. So you should understand this, how the magnetic properties you induce magnetism. The second way of inducing magnetism is by passing electricity through through a conductor. So if an electricity is being passed, this conductor will start behaving like a magnet. So in this chapter we have learned about magnetism, the types of magnet, how do we store magnet, and the magnetic properties. Okay, how do we save magnet? So thank you so much.